Welcome back to the channel. My name is A-Bomb. We are back with Football Manager 2019 and the Chelsea save. And in today's episode, it's the Champions League quarter-final first leg away against Barcelona, the team that we've drawn. I couldn't reveal it on camera because it was in a game which I wasn't really going to play. So you're finding out right now. It's Barcelona. It's a tough tie, but hopefully we can get through. We started the new camp. Next episode, I will be playing the second leg at home. There'll also be a league game against Liverpool in that video as well. Last episode, we did get through to the quarterfinals by the skin of our teeth, just beating Benfica on away goals. So that's where we find ourselves today. Did end on a sour note though, as we lost 2-1 to Newcastle, suffering defeat in the league, which wasn't on the cards. But we're keeping close to Man United. We've been all right. We've started to dry up a bit in terms of goals. The strikers aren't really firing. Like Rodrigo here got a 6.1. So goals have been a bit hard to come by recently. For the first time in the save, really, it's been a struggle. And I think the schedule and the tiredness is starting to catch up to us, and it is affecting our performances. Didn't affect us against Leicester though. This was a convincing win, 2-0. We did just score one goal though, but we had plenty of shots on target. If it hadn't been for Kasper Schmeichel in goal, we could have had about 5 goals in this match. The first goal came by virtue of an own goal. It was a huge deflection off of 2 players, I think it was. So an unfortunate goal for Leicester to concede. I think deflected off of one player and then off of Kenny Tete and then into the goal. That was just before half time. And then late in the second half, late in the game, we did add a second to put the game to bed. Leicester didn't have a shot on target. They were very poor on the day, but only a 1-0 win from an own goal. Wasn't really happy with that, but thankfully Willian, 6 minutes from time, made it 2-0. And then a rarity, we failed to score. Again, it was Newcastle. They've turned into a bit of a bogey team for us this season. Well, we haven't beaten them this season, and we only beat them here on penalties 5-4. It was a goalless draw after 120 minutes. There were at least some highlights in this match, but still not that many. There were only 3 shots on target through the entire game. Newcastle had an early injury to Candreva. We defended very solidly, but just couldn't find a way through. So it ended goalless, and then after extra time, stayed the same. And then in the penalty shootout, Fabian Schär's penalty, the very first one, was saved by Jack Butland. Every other penalty was scored. The next 9 were scored. So we went through 5-4 and went through to the FA Cup semi-final, which we've already played. It seemed to come around very early this time round. We've already played it. And then for the first time in the Premier League this season, we failed to score. Against West Ham, bit of a London derby. Disappointing that's come to an end. We've scored in every Premier League match up until this one this season. So it's unfortunate that it's coming to an end. Again, we defended very well, but just couldn't find a way through. Mandzukic played in place of Rodrigo. The strikers just aren't finding goals at the moment. Rodrigo's our top scorer on, I think, 19 goals in total. And he's dried up. Mandzukic hasn't scored in about 6 or 7 matches. Morata's barely getting played. In the FA Cup semi-final, we did beat Brighton 3-0 to make it through to the FA Cup final. Much better performance here. This is what I wanted to see. We limited Brighton to very few shots. We had 21 shots in total. And yeah, it was a good 3-0 win. First goal coming from Zappacosta, 38 minutes. He's been quiet recently, but throughout the season has been very solid at right wing back. And he's got I think that's his 4th goal of the season. So Zappacosta's been big for me this season. The other 2 goals came in the space of about 3-4 minutes, midway through the second half. Pedro on 73 minutes with a 30-yard screamer, fantastic goal. And then N'Golo Kante from outside the area just 3 minutes later, making it 3-0. Good performance. Again, we limited Brighton to just 2 shots, so well on top. And yeah, it was a good performance and everything came together here, which is what I like to see. After a few sort of disappointing performances, this is really what we need. And hopefully we'll win the FA Cup. We've got Man United again in the final. It's a replay of last year's final where we went out on penalties. We lost on penalties. So I'll try and go one step further and win it this year. We've already won the Carabao Cup. We've won the Community Shield. We're still in the Champions League and we're still in with a shout of winning the Premier League. So a clean sweep isn't entirely impossible. I'm turned into Ralph Wiggum. Impossible is not a word. But yeah, we didn't lose off screen, but 2 goalless draws in 90 minutes. Disappointing, really. The Premier League table looks like this. We are 5 points behind Manchester United. Now we've played 32 games each. Arsenal are just 4 points behind us though. They've played a game more, but Arsenal's starting to creep up on us a bit. And Top 4 is looking good. We're 10 points clear of Man City in 5th. We've got 6 games left. We look like we're on course for a top 4 finish. Don't know if I mentioned my youth intake last episode. It's not really worth mentioning. It was a terrible youth intake. We didn't have a single player above 3-star potential. I think that's everything covered. So the Champions League quarterfinal draw looks like this. Still 2 English teams left. Man United face Bayern. We've got Barcelona. There was another English team in the last 16, but they went out. It was 4 actually. Spurs lost to Bayern, and then Arsenal lost to Barcelona. So Barcelona with English opposition again. We have kind of struggled with injuries as well at the moment. Jack Butland's missed a couple of matches due to an injury. His Morata is now abysmal. He's played in every non-Premier League match this season up until the recent FA Cup match against Brighton where Kepa came in. He's going to play here today. Butland's out, unfortunately. Jadon Sancho is available, but he's technically still injured. Willian's unavailable. He's got a calf injury. I don't remember what Sancho's injury was, but I feel happy keeping him on the bench. It's just a slight groin injury, so I'm not too concerned about that. What I'm concerned about is performances. Midfield has been, apart from the last game where Kante scored, very average performances in midfield, and Kante is very tired, so I feel like we need to take him out and save him for Liverpool. So we're going to bring in Ross Barkley alongside Jorginho to play as the Mezzala. I really don't know who to play as striker because Mandzukic over his last 5, no goals, 6.58. Rodrigo 6.52, Morata 6.66. None of our strikers are performing well at all. I'm going to go with Rodrigo just on the basis that his morale is much better. That's the only reason. Need to make sure that we don't let this one get away from us, because a defeat by more than 1 goal, I think, will essentially just seal our fate. I think if we lose by 1, and again, if we get 1 or 2 away goals, then we've got something to fight for in the home leg. But I say if we lose like 2 or 3-0 or even like 3-1, that gives us an awful lot of work to do. So we need to really limit Barcelona, which is easier said than done. I didn't look at their team. I'm terrible at that. I'm really sorry. Let's have a look then. So Ter Stegen, Semedo, Piqué, Lenglet, Alba, Pereira, Busquets, Messi, Rakitic, Mane, Suarez. First highlight of the match here, and it's the 5th minute of the game. It's Barcelona in possession. Jordi Alba with the ball. Gives it to Sadio Mane, playing on the left-hand side. Gives it back to Alba. And Messi now. It's not often I actually take on Messi on YouTube in Football Manager. He always seems to be missing when I've played Barcelona, either through injury or any other factor. I never really find myself up against Messi, which is really strange when you think about it. Highlight here, 15 minutes in, and we actually have possession, which is... That's good. Christensen to David Zapacosta, Jorginho, Pedro. This could be a chance incoming here. Ross Barkley, he can find goals from range. Finds Alonso. Alonso goes for goal, and I mean Ter Stegen made a save. It was a bit of a clumsy save, but we've won a corner, and this could be the signs of an early away goal here, which would be fantastic if we do get that. Pedro out to Christensen. Antonio Rudiger. I mean, we've got a lot of defenders forward, which is a bit concerning if Barcelona go for a counter-attack, and that's another corner one. Free kick for us. Hazard's on this one. What can we do with this? It's headed away by Alba. Pretty weak free kick, really. Luis Suarez now looking for an attack. Switches the play up to Sadio Mane. And finds Suarez again. Great control by Suarez. Oh, well, the first shot was covered. The rebound wasn't. And it's 1-0, 25 minutes. I mean, it's Barcelona. They're going to score. But hopefully we score as well. And I mean, even if we just limit them to 1, we're capable of beating them 2-0 at home. I mean, maybe not on current form, but we're capable of doing that. Suarez puts Barcelona in front. I'm going to go for a show some passion shout. Anxiety up front and also in defence, which is a bit of a worry. 1 shot on target so far. Barcelona with more possession, more shots. They've been on top. But... I say we've had corners, we've had the ball in their half, but just haven't really created any big chances. This could be one here though. There's a break here, kind of slowed down a bit though. Rodrigo on the ball, he's kind of out of position, but he's retained the ball here and finds Barkley. That's a great ball to Barkley. Actually, Barkley with a shot, but that just glazes over the bar. It's not been the worst half in the world, but it's not been the best either. I'm going to go for an assertive show me something else team talk. Everyone's alright apart from Alonso for some reason. Not really sure why that is. I mean, no one's really done anything wrong, but no one's been fantastic either. If they get a second and we get an away goal, I can live with that. It worked against Benfica. It was enough against Benfica. So if we can get an away goal, even if they get another one, I'm not too worried about that. I'll go for demand more though, because like I said, just one shot on target out of 9, I want a bit better than that. Do I go attacking? Yeah, I think I will. 62 minutes, another corner here for Barcelona. They're well on top of this game now. Mane with a header just over. I mean, Barcelona have been just as wasteful as we have, really. They could have had a couple more goals, but they haven't hit the target as much either. Coming up on 17 minutes, I feel like a change is needed. Pedro's been poor. But then, I mean, do I want to risk Sancho? He's the only wide player we have on the bench. Unless we move Rodrigo to the left and bring on... I'm going to bring on Morata. Another corner for Barcelona. They're racking up these set pieces. Now, Dembele with their header. That is on target at least, but still no second goal for Barcelona. I mean, this is a dangerous scoreline because we don't have an away goal. But Barcelona with just that 1-goal lead. Another corner. And that's a free kick for us. Dembele with a push on Kepa. Jorginho getting very tired out there. We'll bring on Kante. I think we need his quality. Let's just push for a late away goal here. We've got a few minutes left. But Barcelona have been completely dominant in the second half. A shot on target there from the free kick. Kepa does make a save. But it looks like we're going to come away without a goal for the third game in 4, I think that is. Unless there's a goal from this late chance here. Hazard with a shot. Oh my god, he's left it late. But that's a big, big away goal. 93rd minute of the match. Eden Hazard, 15th goal of the season, gets a crucial, crucial away goal. That could be paramount. That could be like the biggest away goal we'll ever score. If we can just keep them quiet till full time, if we can beat them, that would be enough to get to a semi-final. But Dembele with a long-range effort wasn't really troubling Kepa at all. I think that'll be full time. We've avoided defeat. I think that's good. We didn't play especially well. We haven't lost. I think that's the most important thing there. It wasn't the best performance by us. It wasn't the best performance by Barcelona either. They didn't look on their best game today. So that could be a huge, huge result. I mean, if we can keep a clean sheet, then, and we've done that a lot this season, we've kept a lot of clean sheets and we haven't conceded a lot of goals. If we can keep a clean sheet, we'll go through. And I think we can definitely do that. I don't want to play for that. I don't want to play for a goalless draw. But if we defend like we have been all season, we can get through to a semi-final. That's a huge result. Just 8 days between legs as well, and Liverpool as well, which we will be playing next time. I will play that Liverpool match as well as that Champions League second leg. 2 matches next time. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, do drop a like down below, leave comments, and if you want to see videos as and when they're sent up on YouTube, do hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell to receive updates if I upload or go live. Follow me on social media so you don't miss any of the content, especially now seeing as the schedule's going to be a bit topsy-turvy for the next week or 2 because of Christmas. So do follow me on social media so you'll know when you can expect videos, and also follow me on, or subscribe as well, because if you hit the bell, you'll get notifications when I upload. So I think it's even more important to hit bells and stuff, especially when like people don't really adhere to their upload schedule, which isn't good, but at the same time, it's Christmas. Anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for today. And next time, Liverpool, and then that second leg against Barcelona. If we can get the right result there, we've got a Champions League semi-final coming very soon. That's going to be a huge, huge game. Thank you for watching, guys. I will see you soon. Goodbye.